Gundam fans, this is a Figma review and I'm gonna introduce to you this Figma Guts in his Berserker armor mode. And as you can see, this is from the anime Berserk itself and the manga, of course. So for the figure itself, you can see for the details, it is really very accurate to the manga. It's really cool, very well sculpted, and I think Max Factory or the Figma company went all out on this one because they gave everything that you need about for this kit. So yeah, for the details, it's quite a heavy figure, and I don't know, it has a lot of edges. You know, if you're just you could just take care, but if you are an adult now like me, you can just man up. You know, you can man up, do things like crazy and stuff. And so for the details in the figure itself, how about we look at some articulation first. The head goes up and down. It has a hinge in there and a peg from both to the head and to the neck part. It can go from left to right, can tilt somehow. It's almost serves as a little ball joint now, so you can't really make him a little 360 because of this part's too long. And for the shoulders, it can go forwards and back, great motion, can go that far. Doesn't have a bicep swivel, but he has an elbow swivel, one jointed elbow, and a very loose peg on these hands, both of these hands. And yeah, so for the arms, not that much possibility, but still great. He has a ball joint on his chest and a good joint here on the waist, and he can go 360 on this one. He can also go 360 on the lower part. Don't forget that his legs has also a nice spread, and this parts, the hips are on the ball joint, and he can go that far forward, not that far back, and a very great bend on the knees. He also has some part separation here. Also, I forgot in here also this part is rubber, both sides. And for the foot, can go up, can go down. There's a toe, and this somehow weird Figma pivot for dynamic poses. And you know, these poses with this much possibility for this kit, this can do great poses and can pull off almost anything that beyond your not beyond your imagination, almost inside your imagination, whatever. Now as the articulation is done, we'll look at some accessories. I'm sorry, Paul, I opened this shit just to show the accessories. Of course, it has a Figma bag and with a ziplock. Pretty good seal in there. Oh my god, yeah, that's right. It's pretty big because this model figure, or almost all of the Figma figures, have a lot of accessories. That's why it's too expensive. The owner of this figure is too rich, that rich bastard. And of course, this you got this little manual, just guidelines for the hands, separation, and this interchangeable head, and some instructions to put on the cape, the collar, and the head, do this and that and that. He also has collar, the lower jaw, and the head of guts. When you okay, let's put it back. I can't unsee this, so you must not unsee it too. Oh my god, really horrifying. So you can remove this part. I think it's just a protector. It's not a stand. It can't stand. So it really can't stand, and it can't. Of course, this is Figma. It has a Figma stand. It has 3 separate joints. You know, you can almost do anything, right? Yeah. And of course, he has very many. He has many interchangeable hands. He has a loose grip, a slightly tight grip, and very tight grip. And surprisingly, he has jazz hands, open hands, and tight fist. Of course, before I forget, he has this cape, a very solid cape, nice detail. Of course, it's also accurate from the manga with the burn. I think this is a burn or rips from the cape, and it has a hole. I'll show it to you later. And this peg goes to the back of the kit. I can't show it to you right now because it's too hard to put on. And of course, this little motherfucker, I really can't remember her name, so I need to research a little bit. Who the fuck reads Japanese? So I remember now, her name is Shirokei, and this is in her spirit form. As you can see, I showed the hole in the cape, and she has a peg in here, so she goes somehow in here, and that's somehow like that. I'll show it to you later. And this Shirokei, she has her own articulation just for the head. And of course, lastly, this Dragon Slayer. This is almost as high as Guts. Yeah, actually it's taller than Guts. So yeah, to use this sword. But before that, I'm gonna show you the detail. I don't know if it's seen on the camera. Very nice detail. And I think there's a smudge in there. I don't know if you can see it right there, but I think that's just minor. This sword is really great. Now, how to put this? You must remove this little piece first, put on the holding hand or two of those holding hands, put this back in, and put it on the Figma. So I'm gonna show you some posability with this and the cape. As you can see, he has a little slight problem holding his sword, you know, because I said earlier that the hands, all of the hands, you know, the hands are all loose on his arm, and yeah, that happens. But if you can angle him at the good point, he can really pull off those cool poses that you can think of. So of course, I think I don't prefer this mode, you know, this mode. He really is on a berserk form, unlike this one, half berserk form, where he is on sanity with the help of Shirokei, this one. So I'm gonna show more poses with the interchangeable head. There we go, much better. He is in this half berserk mode. I don't know if you can see him, but that's his flesh right there. So if you have changed him in this form, you can see that, yeah, the color must also be changed. And this is Shirokei, not really put place in there, and he's using this holding hand. I promise you, all of the hands are all loose on the hole on the wrist. I think I would advise the owner, Paul, that you should put some super glue in this, so after it dries out, it becomes tighter now. So as you can see in the figure, it doesn't need the Figma stand that much unless you're making aerial poses. So I'm gonna show aerial poses. Yeah. So yeah, he's doing this kind of pose, aerial pose, using the Figma stand. I can't believe that with this heavy figure, the Figma stand did quite a great job in this one. And this is really cool pose. And this is not advisable actually. Maybe if you hit it or something, it might fall off that easily. But this is really cool. It's a really cool pose. So yeah, for my final thoughts, so you can see, this figure is amazing. The detail, the articulation, it has everything. You know, with all the interchangeable hands, the Figma bag, of course, this shit, and the interchangeable parts, not only the hands, the very good detail of the cape and the sword is really good. I highly recommend this to everyone, especially for Berserk fans. I advise that you should get this before the price gets higher, because I know this kit is really pricey right now. Maybe it comes out of stock, you know, or maybe it has a new release. Maybe the price would be very too high. So I really recommend this kit to everyone. I do mean everyone. So yeah, that's all for today, and thank you for all your support. I'll see you again.